Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the show that's on in the afternoon. I'm your host with the most, Davey Hartzell. Pete is on the road to recovery, so prayers up for our captain. But we're talking beast mode today with Matt Nigut of Amp Hardcore Gym. This is a great local story. They opened with challenges upon challenges with no equipment or collateral. We're going to find out how they made it through and became one of the best gyms in the 904. Very, very excited to talk to Matt today. But before we get into all that, we got to talk to some people that make these great conversations possible, like Bozard Ford Lincoln. For 75 years in the spotlight, a fabulous delight in St. Augustine's heart, serving with all might. Generations deep, our teams, the show, growing with the community, letting good vibes flow. They're located on 95 and State Road 16. We stand in inventory wonderland. Isn't that just grand? Ford, Lincoln, and pre-owned chic. We've got the rides. Take your pick. Service with high tech and the wizard spell. Quick lanes, express magic, parts and accessories as well. Don't forget Ford's Garage. What a scene. Signature burgers. It's a tasty 904 dream. Make sure you get one of our burgers, please and thank you. From driveway deliveries to the fleet finesse, Bozard Ford Lincoln, a service of success. Family caring for your family. That's their song, despite driven to inspire all day long. We love them over at Bozard Ford Lincoln. They are driven to inspire. And the Bailey Group in St. Augustine's heart. The Bailey Group plays its part, a cherished institution, a gem from the start. As President Mark Bailey took the reins, a trusted relay, transform an agency into a force in a St. Augustine display. More insurance benefits, financial grace. The Bailey Group innovates, serving every place. Personalized service, a local touch. Their community shines and it means so much. Largest in Northeast Florida, a well-earned claim. They're not slowing down, they're rising to fame. Beyond benefits to families, they extend health and finance across the state they defend. A health promotion team, a tale to unfold, creating wellness stories, turning silver to gold. Feeling inspired yet? Full of zest? Give them a call, 904-461-1800. Put their expertise to the test. We love you guys over at the Bailey Group. And of course, our friends at Amara Med Spa. Ready for a fabulous retreat and a beauty feat? Amara Med Spa, where fierce meets sweet. Pampering extravaganza, a menu to adore, hydrofacials, Botox galore, dermal fillers, laser treatments, picture perfect like a beauty enhancement, high-tech paradise, gadgets in flight, top-tier care results, pure and bright. Experts so friendly, crafting your plan. Amara's touch is your beauty in your span. Give them a call today or check them out, their services at theamaramedspa.com. All right, friends. Without further ado, Matt Nigut's in studio today. Let's welcome Matt. Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, 15 years as a fitness professional. Can you give us a little backstory on how your career started?
Absolutely. I fell into it completely organically. I had a really bad back injury at about 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to do back surgery on me.
That's young, right?
Very young for back surgery. And I got super lucky. My now dad and martial arts instructor at the time was a personal trainer. And in about 6 weeks, through a combination of corrective exercise and some flexibility, totally alleviated my back pain.
Really?
Yeah. So I was able to avoid the surgery altogether. And it just completely changed my life from that point. So that kind of piqued my interest. I was like, hey, I was going to have surgery. Now I'm 100%. No back pain since. And that kind of piqued my interest. I started working out with him on a regular basis. And at around 17, 18, he's like, hey, man, I'm getting a little too busy. I got a few extra clients. Why don't you train them? And then, man, within the first 3 weeks, I was like, I love this. This is fun. I enjoy pushing people.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what about it that you love so much? What was that push point that you were like, you saw results?
So for me to get into it, obviously avoiding the back surgery, but actually coaching people, the funnest thing is just getting people to places where they didn't think they could go.
I love that. Shattering that expectation.
Yeah, getting them out of pain or getting them to a fitness level that they didn't know they were capable of. And when you see like people's lives change for the better, it's the most rewarding thing.
Because I think there's a lot of people out there that were picked last for gym class.
Sure.
And they'll go to AMP and they'll see like, you're picked first. This is your moment to be able to put everything you have on with what you've got. And that's where you meet people where they are. Talk about the assessment of people. Like, I mean, what do they get when they walk into the door?
That's a great question. So everybody goes through our in-house assessment process. It's kind of like a diagnostic. We're just popping the lid, trying to find out where they're strong, where they're weak, where they need to do most of their work. And then we figure out, what exactly are your goals? What are you trying to achieve in the gym? Because everybody's a little different, right? You might want to play golf. You might be 55 wanting to chase your grandchildren. What is going to increase your quality of life the most? And then we design the program to make sure it's meeting your needs.
I like that.
Right? You might not want a 400-pound deadlift. You might not want a six-pack. Maybe you just want to go fishing and,
Or a hot dad bod. Yeah, I mean, like that sometimes that's it.
Correct. So we really try to tailor the program to what is going to increase your quality life the most. Not necessarily the workout we want to put you through, but tell us about you so we can use our expertise to help you get where you want to go.
Well, a lot about fitness is about consistency and making sure that you stay on it. Because sometimes people do these like blitz diets or these blitz workouts. They're just super quick and, I just got to shed 15 pounds. And then they put on 30 after they shed it. So like talk about the importance of consistency and the importance of finding something that you enjoy to do within the gym.
That is, you're 100% right about that. So the biggest thing after 15 years of doing this that we find is people are either really consistently doing the wrong things or like you said, they're inconsistently trying everything underneath the sun rather than combining the two things together. I have found that the people that enjoy long-term success in their fitness combine very, very good, consistent effort with intelligent programming and coaching that is tailored to their specific results, if that makes sense. I see
absolutely.
A lot of people working really hard, but doing the wrong things. And then I see a lot of people who don't want to work that hard, so they jump from one thing to the other.
Right.
But they never stick with anything for more than 6 weeks.
Yeah, talk about the plateau. I mean, I've worked with a lot of athletes over time too, and that's the most frustrating part when you're working out and you reach a plateau and you can't, whether you're trying to shed some pounds or you're trying to bulk for some muscle and you're just not getting there. What's that one light of motivation that you can give some of your clients to be like, you know what, keep chasing that carrot because you're going to get it?
Sure. So when it comes to plateaus, the way we avoid that with most of our clients is we always keep a bird's eye view on what's going on. And what I mean by that is a lot of times when people plateau, they're like, I got to train harder. I got to diet more. In the US, we kind of have this mindset of more.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of times it's actually taking a step back and looking at all the factors involved. What's your sleep like? What's your weekend like? Are you making all the right decisions all along to actually progress towards your fitness goals? It's not always more working out, more dieting. Sometimes it's let's change the workout. Let's change the diet. It's not always necessarily go harder, go more.
I think it's important to do that, to change up the game a little bit because your body does get used to being in that routine of consistency.
Correct.
But when you change that game up, your body's going to change that game up, right?
Exactly right. And also, it's hard to stay motivated when, let's say you're already working 4 days a week and you hit a plateau and your trainer's like, okay, we're going to do 5 days a week. And you're going to, that one piece of, cheesecake that you're having on Saturday, we're going to cut that out. Because at that point, you're becoming a slave to your fitness goals, right? Where a lot of times it's like, all right, let's switch up your workout routine. Let's switch out your schedule and let's completely change your diet. So it gets exciting for the clients because they're getting to try new things and approach their fitness goals from a different direction rather than just like trying to grind away at the same thing that's already not working.
So you're saying there's power in recovery, essentially.
Correct.
Wow, that's awesome. They're really kind of tailoring the needs of people. I think that's really cool. So, I mean, it's not always a perfect day in the gym, right? I mean, do you have days that you're just not always hitting your mark? What do you do in those moments?
Oh, absolutely. So generally speaking, when I have days where I don't feel like doing the work, I try to tap into like an emotional purpose for why I'm working out, right? Whether that's thinking about my family or, thinking about my retirement, something that gets me past my whatever is holding me back in this very moment.
Like a manifestation, would you say?
Sure, you can look at it that way.
Okay.
Whatever nonsense I'm feeling that day, like feeling sorry for myself, feeling tired, I try to tap into something that's so much greater than that I stop making excuses and I just get the work done, And that's why I think with the clients, it's so important to establish what is it that you're actually trying to do. Because if it's just quote unquote, I want to get in shape, it's real easy to skip the gym.
Right.
But if it's like, hey, I want to be there for my grandkids' graduation, you're not going to skip the gym if you're thinking about that goal. It's a lot harder to give up on your goals when you have that deep emotional attachment to why you're doing it.
So talking about attachment, talk about your trainers a little bit. Like, because if I was going in there, I need to be attached to a personal trainer because I want to make sure that we're doing the right things, we're hitting the right angles, and you really want to get the most efficient workout. How is there a trainer for everybody?
That's a great question. So there's about 6 of us all together now. Everybody kind of has their own expertise, their own field that they really excel at. But there's also a cornerstone of our in-house programming that everybody hits, right? So all the trainers will check the boxes with you. You're going to work on your strength, your flexibility, your conditioning, your balance. But then they're going to go about that in a very personalized way, depending on what your goals are. And we do a really, really good job. We put a lot of effort into developing our trainers. So we have monthly meetings where we're coaching, we're addressing issues. Hey, this came up with this client. How do I approach this? This client is running into this plateau. What's the best way to approach this? So it's not like every trainer in there is running around doing their own thing. They have a lot of freedom to express themselves and train on a personal level. But we always come back to it as a team where we have certain fundamentals that we stick to and we communicate, right? Because there's not that much new under the sun.
Yeah.
If you run into a problem with one of your clients, I've probably seen it 2 or 3 times. So there's no need for you to bang your head against that wall.
But like, what if I was a trainer and one of my weaknesses sort of like balance or, flexibility? How is continuing education important with being a trainer? And do your trainers continue with their education?
Correct. Yes. So all the trainers have to get recertified every 2 years just to keep their certifications up to date.
And that is no sneeze of a test to take, right? It's really super hard.
Yeah, it can be challenging. Definitely, there's different companies. We try to push our trainers towards the ones that we think are the most beneficial.
100%. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we prefer certifications that are really good for actually on the ground training clients. Not so much information and studying and book work, but like, how do you actually get people results?
I love that.
So we tend to push our trainers towards those certifications. And then I would argue that the majority of the continuing education actually happens on the floor. Is when a trainer is working with a client and they come to me at the end of the night and was like, hey, I was trying to get this client to do this, but they weren't responding. How do I go about this? And then I take them out on the floor as if they were the client and we go through them. Like, okay, this is how you cue them. If they don't respond, you try this cue. If they still don't respond, you modify the exercise in this way. And that's what's so cool about it, is because no matter where you are coming in as a client, we're able to meet you there and start your progression right from there.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of scaling and customization that we are able to do.
So how do you balance tough love on the floor? That's a hard one because there's some people that respond. I mean, I had drill sergeants as swim coaches growing up. So like, I know what brutality looks like. So how do you balance that with, obviously you have customer service with your clients.
Sure. So you just pay attention to the client.
Cool.
There are some clients that really, really respond to that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. There are clients that I can raise my voice to and cuss at a little bit. I like
it, yes.
And like, hey man, I don't care how you feel, let's get it done.
Right.
And then there's some clients that, like, you can see it in their eyes, they're having a bad day, they just got in a fight with their husband or whatever. I'm like, hey, so, if we don't do this, what is this going to feel like and look like for you tomorrow? Right. I know you're going through this right now, but you're going to feel you're going to feel a lot better on the other side of this workout. Uh-huh. So, let's take the intensity down to 80%, but still get through it.
Movement is the greatest medicine.
Man, so it all just depends on the client.
Yeah.
With my teenagers classes, I'm super rough on them.
Good.
Because like sometimes I feel like I'm the only person that makes them stand up straight, look me in the eyes, say yes sir, no sir. I make them turn in their phones when they first come in.
Smart.
Like, all the cell phones go in the bag. Uh-huh. And the teenagers, I'm pretty rough on them.
Good.
Right? My senior classes, everybody in there is 55 and up. Everybody's older than me. Uh-huh. I'm being a lot more respectful and a lot more receptive to what they have to say to me, right?
Yes.
Because they got a little bit of wisdom that's over my head. So even though I'm their coach, they're kind of my coach in life. So, it just depends on the class, depends on the client.
So you got to spill it. What's your most embarrassing gym fail ever?
Oh, man. So this one also involves my dad. I was coming in for my first strength and conditioning workout, and I had been doing a bunch of bodybuilding. I thought I was in great shape. And I was working out with maybe 3 other guys that were all in their 40s. And Dad comes in, he writes up the workout. I think it was something like 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, 30 air squats, and a 400-meter sprint.
Okay.
Right? And he's like, okay, we're going to do this 5 times and pace yourself and pay attention to your conditioning. And
you would get recovery in between those sets, or is it just like rolls right into the next?
If I remember correctly, there was no rest.
Sounds like a dad.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dad workout. Yeah.
Right. And I think he was like, now make sure you rest when you need to, because this is going to sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And, like the 21-year-old meathead, I was like, oh, we're only doing 5 rounds?
Yeah.
So I sprint out the gate, complete the first round, in like
oh, Lord.
3 minutes. Before the end of the workout, I had thrown up. All the 40-year-old guys were done. They were already stretching. They were cooling down, and I'm still trying to finish my last round.
You gotta pace yourself.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's the balance.
And all these 40-year-old guys are like laughing their butts off. They're looking at me like, so that was probably the most embarrassing one for me.
So what's the biggest myth that you think that should die in the fitness world?
The biggest myth that should die in the fitness world is probably that there's one special workout or like the secret sauce, or just one perfect way to do things. Once again, it completely depends on your fitness goals and your schedule. I think when we chase perfection in the fitness world, we kind of give up on progress, right? So I always tell people, if you're doing nothing currently, just commit yourself to a 30-minute walk a day.
Yeah.
It will change your life.
Absolutely.
If you're doing a 30-minute walk a day, commit yourself to one set of resistance training a day.
Don't let perfection be the enemy of being good.
Correct.
I think every day you need to keep taking strides to perfection, but you're not going to reach perfection because what? The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, right?
Correct.
When working out.
Correct.
So I think that's great. It's like an all evolution process for people.
And there's also so much variance from person to person that it's not possible for there to be one. Your perfect routine is not going to be my perfect routine, is not going to be my grandma's perfect routine. It all needs to be tailored to the client.
So what makes AMP Hardcore Gym so unique? Like what is the true story behind the gym?
Well, we're definitely an underdog story. There's no doubt about that. We opened up with almost no equipment and very little capital.
God bless.
And, 10 years later, we're still here.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to celebrate our 10-year anniversary.
Even through a time that we don't even talk about on air, but I get it. You guys are still alive. That's amazing.
Correct. And, I'm a firm believer that the reason for all our success is we've always stayed focused on the clients, focused on the members, and truly focused on providing an exceptional product. Not just going through the motions, not just taking people through a workout, but truly providing an exceptional experience, both for the gym members, but also for the personal training clients.
So your hardcore members, like say they're traveling or say they're going out and about, do you guys write workouts for on the road, or like how do you manage, people that are so hardcore about working out and they want to make sure they get something in? So what do you do with your clients in that situation?
So the personal training clients, there's a certain amount of what we call fitness homework.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So we don't necessarily write customized programs just because we don't know what gym they're going to have access to and what that's going to look like. But our goal with all of our personal training clients, whether they train in a private session, in a small group, or a class, is that after, let's say, 6 months of doing that, they should be able to walk into any gym, any fitness class, and feel 100% comfortable knowing what they're supposed to do.
I love that. Good.
Right. And knowing your specific goals, I'll tell you, hey, you're going to be gone for 2 weeks. This is what I want you to focus on. Right. So we'll give you a certain amount of fitness homework. It's not super customized in the sense that do exactly this many reps and this much rest. But it is a general idea of, hey, we need to keep up with X, Y, and Z. So that way, when you come back, you haven't fallen behind.
Do you offer modifications with some of your sets?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. So that's being able to scale and modify the exercises per client is hugely, hugely important, right? Because I used the example before. I have my teenagers class, then I have my seniors class right after, right? They're doing similar workouts with similar goals, but it is hugely, hugely customized, right? So the 16-year-olds are squatting with weight on their back. The 55-year-olds are probably sitting down on a box with a light kettlebell. They both need the ability to squat, right? Sit down on a toilet, sit down on the couch without any issues.
Yeah.
But some of them need to squat heavy because they want to play football. Some of them need to just keep the mobility so they age well, they can enjoy their retirement, and, you know, they don't lose their hip mobility.
Right. Interesting. So, like, what do you say to workout failure? I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that get discouraged if they miss a rep or they don't make it, like they have to sit out for a little bit. Do you encourage them to get back up on or in the workout, or is it something that maybe just walk it off and try it again the next day?
So if you're not failing at something in your life, you're not doing something challenging enough.
Like it,
right?
yes.
Now, once again.
No challenge, no change.
Correct. Now, once again, failure in the gym can be, hey, I just didn't complete that 15th rep, or I didn't show up for the workout at all, right? So we try to avoid the latter kind of failure. Right. I always tell my clients, even if you only feel like you can show up with 50% that day, show up. We're going to go through a mobility routine, do some light work. We're still going to progress. We're just not going to go as hard. And I think sometimes people have this misconception that they have to go 100% all the time.
Right.
And that's simply not true.
Where do you think they get that from? Grass is always green on the other side? Where do you think they get that from?
I think a lot of it is social media.
Right on,
I
yeah.
really do, because, and look, I'm guilty of this myself, right? When I post on social media, I post my most impressive lifts, most impressive workouts, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to see me stretching for 15 minutes and walking backwards on the treadmill because it's good for my knees and doing my silly warm-up exercises. That doesn't get the eyeballs. But when you have 1,000 fitness professionals doing that, the average person gets the misconception that everybody's workout is looking like that all the time. And that's simply not true. You know, if you see one 300-pound lift on social media, there's 2 weeks of mobility work, foundational work. There's 13 warm-up sets. You know, but what you see online is just that one super impressive lift.
It's really good that you're pointing this out. Yeah, because it is true. I'd be like intimidated because some of the people that come to Amp Hardcore are absolutely hardcore as
Sure.
bodybuilders. I see a lot of it in town. So that's why I'm trying to establish that narrative of like it is a workout for everybody, and there is definitely something for everybody to experience.
Absolutely. One of the things you'll find when you come to Amp is, even though everybody there trains very, very hard, everybody's super polite, laid back, relaxed. I think because everybody trains so hard, there's very little egos. You know, we have a lot of police, former military,
Love
a lot
that.
of boxers, fighters, things of that nature. And I think because of that, it's actually a very welcoming environment, right? And then, you know, like I said, you'll see the teenagers training, you'll see the 55 and up group training. 40% of our population is women. So it is for everybody, but it's for everybody that's serious enough about their training to be a little bit outside of their comfort zone.
I like it.
You know?
Good. Well, you're also, with that impressive lineup, you also have some Florida Man Games ticket holders, right? You guys are a big sponsor to Florida Man Games. We're super proud of that.
We're
Talk about
super
that.
excited about that.
It's going to be dope. It's going to be an amazing adventure.
Yeah. And, you know, with our booth, we're probably going to have some picture taking opportunities
Awesome.
and some, you know, a little bit of competition at the booth and stuff like that. But it really couldn't have come at a better time, because March of 2024 is our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, cool.
You guys are holding the event at the end of February. So
Yeah.
it really lines up with our gym perfectly. And, you know, Am Gym is kind of like, it's about as Florida as you get.
100%.
You know, so it just really worked out really well. And when Pete contacted me about it, we jumped right on it, and we're super happy. All the teams that are training for the competition, they get a complimentary membership to the gym.
Oh, teams too?
Yeah, all the way up until the event.
Cool.
So they have a place to train, get strong, get fit, do all the things that they need to do be successful in their competition. Because we'd be disappointed if it was like, you know, somebody way down south that won the cup. We want somebody local to win.
We want St. Johns County, yes.
St. John's or maybe Duval, you know, somebody around here.
Right.
And then for all the ticket holders, anybody that has a ticket and a local ID, anytime you show up for the remainder of the year, present your ticket and your local ID, you get a free 1-month membership. Because if you're at the Florida Man Games, you're a good fit for Amp. We just know that by the nature of the event. And, you know, we want you to see what the gym is all about. Generally speaking, once you step in there, you get a couple workouts. the place sells itself.
So talk about real quick with that experience. So I show up with my ticket and my ID, and then what? Do I have access to open gym, or is it specific classes I have access to, or is it personal training? What does that look like?
Great question. So there's multiple different memberships. Once again, we want to give everybody the option to train how they want to train. So there's a basic membership, the bronze, come in, do your own thing. Nobody bothers you. You can put your headphones on. Nobody will ever talk to you, right? Then there's a silver, gold, platinum. The memberships just go up depending on what you're looking for. Some of them include the combat classes, which is the boxing, the Japanese jiu-jitsu, and the women's boxing. Some of them include the AmFit program, which is kind of like our in-house strength and conditioning class.
Okay. Yeah. Is there a specific one that you love more than the others, or they're all your babies?
So obviously my background in the whole reason I even got into weightlifting and all that kind of stuff was the Japanese jiu-jitsu. When I started that, I was like 13. That's how I actually hurt my back originally. That's what started the whole story. Uh-huh. But I was training with a bunch of, 30-year-olds that were bigger and stronger than me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get strong. I got to get fast. And so that's the thing that started the whole thing. And the martial arts ethos kind of guides everything that we do at the gym.
I love that. Yeah.
But if I had to pick one class, it would actually be the teen strength and conditioning class.
Okay.
I really, really, really love working with the teenagers.
Nice.
I think that the younger generation needs the character and the discipline more than ever before. And I see it changing their lives in a very, very positive way.
I love that.
Their parents are saying they're more helpful, they're more polite. Discipline in the weight room or on the martial arts mat is going to translate to discipline in everything else that you do in life. Mm-hmm. So whereas you come to me, you already have your character established, you just want to get strong and fit. Mm-hmm. With the teenagers, it's like, not only am I getting to get them strong and fit, I'm also helping to lay a foundation for the rest of your life. And that's very, very, very rewarding for me.
That's awesome. So 10 years in the biz, what do you think is a good name and claim it manifestation moment for the next 10 years?
The next 10 years.
Where would you like to see AMP go?
Man, that is a great question. I actually got some of these things already. The irons are already in the fire. We want to balance out that hardcore intimidation feeling that you were talking about. Mm-hmm. We're currently working on getting a yoga instructor, getting a Tai Chi instructor, and potentially putting a physical therapist in the gym as well.
Awesome.
So that way we have kind of the yin-yang approach, right?
Absolutely.
Even though we're good about customizing the training programs, everything in there right now is kind of like strength and conditioning, right? So we're working on building the other half of it, the recovery.
Yeah.
The mobility with the yoga, the breath work kind of stuff with the Tai Chi, and then hopefully like an in-house physical therapist to help people recover.
A real full, well-rounded circle. I think that's going to be amazing.
Well, I think most people, once again, underestimate how, if you're really going to be serious about your weightlifting and your fitness, you've got to be just as serious about your recovery.
Yes, absolutely.
So once again, what people see on social media is me lifting weights.
Yes.
They don't see the ice baths and the 30 minutes of stretching before bed every night, and the yoga on Sundays and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have the balance. You can't just continuously hammer away at your body and expect it to do what you want it to do.
Absolutely. It's a machine. You got to be good to it. Be kind to your body. I love it. Well, Matt, thank you so much for showing up and showing out today. This was a great conversation all about AMP Hardcore Gym. Let people know where they can find you, where's your socials, where can they contact you online?
So everything is AMP Hardcore Gym. Our Facebook is at AMP Hardcore Gym. Mm-hmm. Instagram is same thing, at AMP Hardcore Gym. There's a lot of great resources on there as well for your mobility and different workout ideas. So we try to make it helpful, so it's not just advertising for us. And then the website is www.amphardcoregym.com.
So cool. Thank you so much. What the mind believes, the body achieves. Go see Matt today and get into AMP Hardcore Gym. Very, very cool. Thank you so much for showing up today, sir.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. Yes. And also a pleasure. We got to talk about Old Town Trolley. Kick back and relax. It's a breeze. Let Old Town Trolley take you with ease. Licensed conductors, talented and grand, sharing St. Augustine's charm, oh so grand. 500 years of history, culture to unfold, and open-air trolleys, the stories are told. European flavor, brick-lined streets so neat, sights like Castillo de San Marcos and Fountain of Youth can't be beat. Henry Flagler's Ponce de Leon Hotel is a 90-minute tour to play the history game, 22 stops and over 100 to adore. store. Hop on and hop off. Explore more and more. Check them out today at hometownpass.com. St. Johns County residents, it's a treat. Tour for free. It cannot be beat. Very, very cool. Check them out, hometownpass.com. And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about All-American Air. For 45 years, All-American Air has been serving St. Augustine and its surrounding counties, including St. John's, Flagler, Duval, and Putnam. Their areas of expertise include warranty and non-warranty service work on all makes and models of AC units. They have preventative maintenance service agreements, new construction installations, and equipment replacement with high-efficiency systems. From the most efficient Lennox home systems to the iComfort Ultra Smart thermostat, All-American Air has the latest and greatest in all of your HVAC products. Check them out today, 904-461-0070. Of course, our friends at Bin 39 in St. George's Inn's lobby is a dreamy scene. It's called Bin 39, tucked away inside the St. George Inn. Their wine collection, featuring over 85 unique gems, is a journey into the extraordinary. You'll find wines from both small and large producers and some rare ones that you can't believe that are available by glass or bottle. Let's talk about the good stuff. 50 of these wines are rated over 90 points by the legendary Robert Parker. Bin 39 is all about the boutique wines that deliver way beyond their price tag. Check them out. Anniversary party celebrating 20 years next Tuesday. I'm very excited to say. I will be there. Give them a call, 904-827-5740. Make sure you save the date for Tuesday. It's going to be a blast. Oh, geez. We got to roll into horoscopes. Sorry to bring everybody down, but it is Pete's recipe of success. Clay, can you play some music when you can, please, sir? We have Aquarius and Libra on deck. Aquarius, brace yourself for an amusing day. Today, your usually brilliant ideas might be mistaken for a guide on how to turn sunshine into popsicles. Don't worry, people. They will still be nodding along, pretending like they get it, but inside they'll be wondering if you had too much sunshine or too much to drink. Just remember, it's a cosmic mix-up. The stars are on a beach break. Hey, Libra, get ready, Libra, because today the universe is playing a prank on your sense of balance. Better get to Amp Hardcore Gym and work on that balance. Expect to trip over your shadow and somehow manage to spill coffee on both your favorite shirt and your arch nemesis cat. Don't fret. It's just a cosmic giggle committee having a field day with you. Try to laugh along. It's the only way to survive in the astrological sunshine or shade. Hey, we've got some events coming up, everybody. We've got Papercut made their major announcement. This will be happening. They're having a concert Saturday, February 17th, of course, at Colonial Oak. Doors open at 7. They have an 80s DJ at 7:30. The show will start at 8:30 p.m. They have the $25 pre-sale tickets, obviously located at Panama Hat Company. That's on St. George Street. And this concert is for 18 and up. This is a super fun time. We all love Papercut. Hey, our friend Kelly Holleran, Sea Salt Charcuterie, has been selling charcuterie by the seashore for 3 years and is celebrating her 3-year anniversary. What better way to celebrate than to give back to the community? She invites you to participate in a charcuterie board making contest. Entry fee includes a charcuterie board making kit that includes everything you need to prepare a beautiful board. 3 cheeses, 3 charcuteries, 3 crackers, all proper accoutrements. You will be judged on presentation, creativity, and get your eat on and create after, and you can eat it after the contest. Winners are first, second, third place will receive a prize by a local artist, and proceeds will benefit Pie in the Sky. We love them over there, Pie in the Sky. Hello to Malia, a local charity that feeds the elderly. So check them out today. I'll put link in comments, so if you want to show up and show out, this is happening February 22nd from 5 to 9 at our friends over at Dog Rose Brewery. Very, very cool. Hey, are you single for Valentine's? Well, so are we. Who cares? Pre-Valentine's Day Mixer is happening over at Marina Munch Friday, February 9th. Thick and Thin String Band from 5 to 8 p.m. There's free dancing lessons by St. Augustine Rug Cutters from 7 to 8. Make new friends. Have some fun. Marina Munch Waterside Food Truck Park. That's over on Ponce de Leon Boulevard. All right, those events are brought to us by Panache. Since 1987, Panache opened its doors to be a cut above the rest. Their mission at Panache is to care for their team, guests, and community from scalp to soul and bring the joy to the world one service at a time. The Panache difference is their carefully chosen, highly trained staff there to exceed your expectations. The same goes for their dedicated salon space and guest comfort, devotion to innovation and artistry. I can get through this. They're focused on making your day and continually raising the bar. Check them out today. Get posh and go to getpanache.com and get with it, boo. And to round it out today, we have the United Way of St. Johns County is a champion for our community. Together, they create opportunities, foster education, and improve the lives of those in need. The United Way of St. Johns County is a catalyst for change, bringing together businesses, volunteers, and organizations to tackle the toughest challenges facing our community. With your support, they can make a real difference. Check it out today. They need volunteers for their Real Sense program. They need greeters and number takers. So go to unitedway-sjc.org. And with that said, that is all that we have for you today on the Great Storied Up program. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the great Matt Nigut today talk about Amp Hardcore Gym. Thank you so much, Clay, for pressing all the buttons. Prayers up for Pete. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I love you guys. See you later.